Hello again. Welcome back to the Move Up Reactions channel. Today we're looking at the Nostalgia Critic's review for the Steven Seagal 90s action film On Deadly Ground. And this is an interesting one because Steven Seagal, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, probably have, but Steven Seagal was a action star that I was quite fond of when I was in high school. I was a big fan of a lot of his movies, and in a way he kind of inspired me to have the courage to grow my hair out and have my own little ponytail. Pulp Fiction played a part in that too, but Seagal was a big factor, and I was grown into how he was a bit more grittier and a bit more morally gray than most other action heroes, but as the older I've gotten, the more I've begun to see when looking back on his movies, and the more I find out more about his personal life. He's kind of a two-faced, lying piece of shit. And the more you look at some of his movies, particularly the stuff he did after the 90s, you kind of wonder how he was ever able to become popular and why anyone thought he might have a chance to stick around. But regardless, he's definitely entertaining to watch for various other reasons, and there are still a few movies of his that I enjoy going back to, like Under Siege, Marked for Death, and a few others, but the Nostalgia Critic, as you know, I'm a huge fan, and I'm one of the many people who's wondering, would he ever really get down to Steven Seagal, because he's like the perfect washed-up action star to rip into, and Doug has took a few digs over the years at, obviously, Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I feel like it's a bad rep, but he's gone after those guys, so real interested to see him finally get to Seagal, and I'm not surprised that he started out with On Deadly Ground, because it's like Seagal's most infamous of his bad movies, particularly from the 90s, although honestly I was kind of hoping maybe if he was to do it, he would start out maybe with his first film, Above the Law, just to kind of show where it all started. But anyway, today we're looking at Doug Walker tackling Steven Seagal's overly preachy, kind of morally questionable, and a bit hypocritical stop oil drilling action movie. So, without further ado, let's get into this and see how he tackles Lord Steven.
This episode brought to you by Rocket Money, the personal finance app that helps lower your bills. Also brought to you by Caine.
Gotta get the sponsors in there.
That can save you money today.
His intros are always pretty fun to watch. It's very creative every year.
What activity are we doing all time to today's review?
We're playing the Expendable Expendables.
Oh, like the Stallone movies with the action stars?
No, like the action stars that the Stallone movies were too embarrassed to put in.
Oh!
Well, I choose Dennis Rodman.
Oh! Well,
I don't know why Chris Klein's there.
Sheen and Emilio Estevez.
Oh! What's that going? You do it?
Sheen decided to go for the machete movies.
Got y'all now. I summon late 90s Ben Affleck!
I have early 2000s Ben Affleck.
Oh, that's nothing. I've got Joss Whedon, Ben.
Bad rep.
Hi friends, this is all for naught. But this game is over.
Oh!
Good picture.
There's no way we're beating that.
Yeah, there's so many duds he's been in, like...
On Deadly Ground, Fight Down Below, Half Past Dead, the list goes on.
Don't think I have.
How long you been doing this job, man?
He's the most famously bad action star there is.
Hey, I saw Under Siege and Executive Decision, but only because he died in the first time.
Of course, everybody's watching.
Those are his good movies.
But you've never seen any other Seagal movie, though.
I guess not. What's a good one to check out?
I still think Above the Law could have been a good place to start out. Maybe we'll get to it eventually. Wait.
It is time.
Okay, y'all need to get laid.
Look who's talking.
I think that's the old school cardboard DVD.
Should we just have a threesome right now?
Sure.
Oh.
Steven Seagal has become one of action's biggest punchlines, if not the biggest punchline. Older action stars like Schwarzenegger and Stallone have certainly made duds, but have a good sense of humor about it. People love laughing at Seagal because he seems incapable of laughing at himself. Claimed to be the crowning achievement of taking himself so seriously it becomes hilarious is On Deadly Ground. Released in 1994, I would have assumed his most embarrassing work would be sometime after he became Jim Belushi microwaving into Elvis. Everyone says this is his passion project and directorial debut.
His only one, apparently.
Without ever attempting to be humorous. It's entered the halls of laugh out loud infamy, and I'm finally gonna see what's so damn funny about it. So let's take a look at.
Hey, Critic, do you have any edible lubricant?
And for God's sakes, keep your panties on.
Oh, these aren't mine.
Let's take a
It's
look
like they're
at
making up for that Miss 50 Shades of Grey review.
I can already tell this is gonna be too subtle for me. And then cuts to a fire on an oil rig, where we see Seagal coming in to save the what is that jacket. Oh my god, he looks like what Doc dressed Marty in to go back in time. Is this what you wear the whole film? Huh, looks like it. Oh, I am all on board for this garbage. Good to know the guy who's gonna save everybody smokes a cigarette in an open oil fire.
Hey,
Don't knock the cigs.
Damn it, Forrest, this is a disaster here.
Are you already in love with this movie? Just the way they said those first two lines. Michael Caine plays Jennings, the owner of the oil company that's literally on fire. And I know it's going to be hard to believe, but he might actually be funnier than Seagal in this.
Well, yeah, he's Michael Caine.
What accent is that?
I'll expect your full report on my desk by morning. My oil is flowing all over the ocean instead of into my refinery where it's worth money. It's a small oil spill. Accidents happen.
At first I thought it was his usual British accent, but it's so bad, I literally can't even guess what it's supposed to be.
It was human error all the way. I suggest you take care of the Hugh Palmer problem first, Mr. McGrew. What's the position on Aegis 1?
Maybe that's his idea of what a New England accent is supposed to sound like?
Every year, hundreds of thousands of porcupine caribou.
So it sounds like a Brit to me.
Over the mountains. They come to feed off the tundra grasses.
I can't do it. I have to look it up. I literally have no idea what it's supposed to be.
I never got that
Give
impression.
this movie everything. Everything. All the awards, all the world's money. We need more of this in our lives! Second, I don't know if it's the makeup or the lighting, but he looks like a Mission Impossible mask. It doesn't help either that his hair goes back and forth from being as black as the oil he owns, and then a weird inconsistency of red and brown that I think I've never seen on Norman.
I never noticed that before.
Comics. Oh, come on, Seagal. Surely you can be sillier than Caine in some way. What's your character's name?
I'm telling you, Forrest, if a goddamn professor
Yeah.
caused this,
That's some good silly. That's some good silly.
but the son bitch made me use them
A
anyway.
raccoon's trying to get on our back porch. Mom just chased him off with a broom.
Why don't you fall back, you, before you say something stupid?
What everybody told Seagal before he agreed to direct.
Or when he became Vladimir Putin's butt buddy.
He's so badass he doesn't even need to walk away from the explosion. He lets the explosion walk around him. Because Steven Seagal doesn't catch fire. Fire catches Steven Seagal.
Old classic never dies.
Setting his rigs on fire. But Forrest Taft. Yes, it's a name that just gets funnier the more you reveal. I think his middle name is.
What kind of a logo is that?
Doesn't see what he would do that.
Now, why the hell would I do that to myself on purpose?
I don't know, I kind of asked him the same thing.
I guess you did.
He looks like Mrs. Doubtfire's face on a mannequin head. How am I taking his role?
It's a great villain smile.
Seriously.
Want someone to take this an animal?
Forrest relaxes in a local bar where he notices a Native American man being picked on by some bullies.
Redskin piece of shit.
A Not one of those bars that seems to have no owner. Oh, hey, Jim, I haven't seen you since Dumb and Dumber. Don't you think you should change out that ridiculous costume, though?
You wanna play with me? Oh, you want a piece of
This is a really fucking weird scene.
I'm gonna imagine you're Will Sasso. Uh-oh, he's got a cowboy rope, everybody, and he clearly doesn't know how to use it. What, he got lasso someone with a gun next? What kind of moves are these?
Like his martial arts demonstration shows.
Actually shot in slow-mo. Yeah, you can see why now these moves are worth showing in slow-mo.
Hey, old man. Come on, man. I got a big pair of balls right between my legs.
Let's settle this like men, with a hand-slapping game. You think I'm joking?
Don't hurt him, Forrest.
I don't get why you keep standing
When
there.
did this become a Hot Shots movie? Next we'll do rock, paper, scissors, then patty cake. Wait, how do you lose patty cake like this?
Just turn or walk away, dumbass.
Therapist.
What does it take to change the essence of a man? I need time to change.
Now you might be thinking, surely I edited that down. He must have said more than that to break through. But nope. All he says is, what does it take to change the essence of a man? And the guy's like,
Oh, I've been bad.
Time to change.
This shit never comes back.
Winks, these recess activities really speak to my soul. And as if the scene couldn't get any more hilarious, look at how they end it.
Thank you, my brother. We're about to go on a sacred journey. This journey will be good for all people. You must be careful.
Really given to us as poorly as that was given to us? I think that was supposed to be like cryptic foreshadowing, but between the nonchalant way it's shot, the music drowning out what he's saying, and Seagal's complete lack of giving a shit, it comes across like he says this to everyone. Hey you know where the bathroom is? Down the hall, to the left. You're about to go on a sacred journey. This journey will be good for all people, but you must be careful. Oh, I didn't know my church was so important.
Nonsensical philosophical bullshit.
Director, good director to direct bad.
Yeah.
Start with an out-of-focus world. We pull back, and then the whole pristine forest.
All I know is whenever I'm snowing something, it always, most of the time, works.
The earth.
He didn't do Dreamcatcher.
Who cares? We do.
It looks like a de-aging effect that somehow made him older.
Fuck, these animals stink. Bring me a washcloth.
We'll do it live! Oh, wait, I forgot me Texas accent. We'll do it live!
Why is this so hard for you to understand? Get out! Get out!
Aegis 1 is going to be the biggest rig and refinery.
You're really gonna finish this serious scene like that?
We lose all our rights. Worth billions of dollars a week.
Okay, not like I was taking any of this seriously anyway. If you want to look like you gave a messy blowjob to Stay Puft, that's good.
Oh boy.
His friend Hugh, who just looks like a guy who's going to be in this movie for a while, doesn't he? Discovers Jennings is setting the fires for financial gain and puts the proof on a disc. Because in the 90s, every MacGuffin was a disc. Jennings found out he
Hey,
found
of
out
the times.
it's his top thugs to take care of it. Oh, good, the guy who played Dr. Cox. This will finally add some subtlety.
We've just come by
Not a bad actor, but
press conference.
He might
not his
stop
best
you over
work.
a few bullets. He's got you there.
I honestly don't want to have to ask you 10 times. Have you listened to yourself lately? Have you?
Okay, I know he's supposed to be intimidating, but why are you acting like he just broke up with you?
Everything with you is I. There is no I in
blame the director.
It's T-E-A-M. Team.
There is an M-E, though, and that's what our relationship should be about. The hero also starts to put together the obvious bad guys are obvious bad guys, and it gets appropriately blown up at an oil rig. What is this, Arctic Iron Man? He actually looks better after he got blown up.
Sure he would in real life.
With his amazing understanding of Native Americans, I hope he does a crossover with Kathy Bates from North. Welcome to Chucky Crow's. I hear someone has a star birthday today. I only make fun because I know a better movie would represent this as, well, a better movie.
My name is Forrest.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, and he cast Joan Chen,
His daughter, as she
a
translates.
Chinese actress, as an Eskimo. Yep.
Takes him back to health, and he pays him back the best way he knows how. By stealing their shit.
If you're healthy enough to steal,
I wouldn't put it
you're
past
healthy
him.
enough to make your journey.
I'm in trouble, people are after me, and if they come here, you guys are in a lot of danger.
Ah, the traditional Seagal approach of making the bad thing he's doing look like a good thing. But unlike everywhere else, it seems to work here.
There was a time there were no people on the earth. A man burst forth from the sacred place.
I'll give the film this. Alaska does look pretty. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of ego projects that don't even attempt to give their film a visual style, so I will give it a point for that. But then that pesky story comes back as the chief tells Forrest about a sacred man who is a spirit warrior who learns the way of nature and brings balance. Can you guess who that's gonna be?
You will fight your most difficult battle. Then you will find your way back.
He goes on a spiritual journey that clearly he thinks is artsy enough to show nudity.
It's the Seagal way.
Like elves. Grandmas, I'd like to follow.
Thank you, boob lady.
From before show up, and my god, does he get any info from anyone when he acts like such a jilted teenager?
Have you seen this man? God damn it.
Does he have a clothespin on his balls? Why is he always so angry? Forrest comes
Maybe he's still reeling from Highlander 2.
We are me. The guy who took the gun.
He says you're the spirit warrior.
Masood decides to join Forrest on his quest as they make their way to his home, but the bad guys spot them. That was a lucky shot.
Ah, my balls, my big
I
balls.
forgot about this moment. He actually knocked him unconscious here.
Fall out, which means Jennings starts outsourcing to a mercenary played by R. Lee Ermey.
Mr. Jennings, I'm
Oh, that helps the
Only
film
two
a
people
little.
come out of Texas: steers and people with bizarre British accents.
How do you want him delivered?
On deadly ground.
Boom.
Forrest gets ready to take out Jennings, but, you know, he really doesn't want to.
I didn't want to resort to violence. I don't have a choice.
Really?
Don't want to resort to violence? You literally played the hand slap game where the prize is punching someone.
You run good?
Of course, I'm a Native American.
I mean,
No. No, you're not.
I'll ever be wearing an Arizona.
I look more like a Native American than she does.
I don't understand Native Americans. He doesn't even cast them in the main roles. They make their way to a hideout where he has all sorts of hidden weapons. And like he said, he hoped he would never have to resort to.
Good thing he's a good guy. Otherwise, I assume he was about to start a coup or revolution.
Mr. Miyagi saying he hates fighting, but he has a nuclear warhead under his workbench. Kind of mixed messages. The mercenaries do attack, but thankfully Forrest Home Alone's the entire forest.
Good part.
On that note, don't you wish Home Alone had just as good editing?
He's only a kid, Harry.
That looks so real. Quick, give me a paintbrush. We'll paint our way across. Right after I paint a tunnel on a cave. That's the direction a lot of this is going. Confirmed. He blew a hole in the hole.
It's a fun
On the
scene.
way to the latest rig, Jennings is about to sabotage and try to stop the henchmen inside. I had to kill you. Sure, I could have knocked you out, but last resort. A big thank you to Pepsi for sponsoring this last resort.
All that spiritual journey shit doesn't really mean anything when he does this crap.
It's cooler when I smoked around explosives like an idiot.
Who are you calling?
Just gonna reach out and touch somebody.
That ain't great. Oh, in case anyone missed, Seagal also directed this movie.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. We are not dealing with a student here. We're dealing
Rambly,
with a
but it's R. Lee Ermey. I like it.
He reaches this rig, we're all going to be mid-goddamn hole right in the middle of Alaska.
Oh, sorry, my hard-on hit one of the barrels here. He raiders of the Lost Ark stops the lives and continues to take out the henchmen, including Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah. Crazy where people start out.
Everything in between Bad Santa and Fargo. But how is he going to take out R. Lee Ermey in both the coolest and lamest way possible? Well, I've never been so manly emasculated.
Thank you.
slow-mo shots that were originally shot in slow-mo? Did someone actually plan something in this?
No macho man with a coat of honor. You won't shoot me in the back.
I don't know how to use a lasso. That scene before, that was just a tease. Now, it's full-on Twinkie the Kid time. Giving you for the one good line in the movie.
Shut me, God!
I wouldn't dirty my bullets.
Well, second grade, but I kind of love it. But he won't kill him. He's not that kind of... I guess he is. Last resort!
This is for my father.
Come on.
You did nothing.
Okay, maybe this way. Get out of the rig before it blows. So the way to stop rigs from blowing up is to blow them up, I guess. That force makes
Yeah,
a big
pretty sure
speech
you've polluted a lot that
Ask
day.
the mystery talk and the tribal council to speak. Thank you to all the brothers and sisters that have come here today representing this cause.
Yes, I chose this jacket knowing full well you would all be here.
Big business is primarily responsible for destroying the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the food we eat.
And here it is.
Oil is bad. That feels more like a G.I. Joe PSA than the end of a cinematic narrative.
Because of the oil cartels and corrupt government regulation, we and the rest of the world have been forced to use gasoline for over 100 years.
True, we use God knows how much oil and gas for the explosions in this movie, but when Seagal does it, it isn't wrong.
Millions
Never
and
beat.
millions of gallons of
Hypocrite
oil
much?
destroying the ocean and the many forms of life it supports.
So get this, in the test screening of this film, this original speech was 11 minutes long. But people apparently started walking out because they were so bored, and I'm honestly surprised it took him that long. So he chopped it down to 4 minutes. Don't worry though, it still feels like 11 minutes.
As long as there's profit to be made from the polluting of our earth, companies and individuals will continue to do what they want.
Well, that just makes too much sense from a guy who's friends with a tyrant whose ~1 export is oil. This is awful! But man, everybody's right. It's awful in all the best ways.
Damn
I'm
right.
so glad this was my intro to bad Steven Seagal, and that it's a project he had complete control over. I guess it's the only film he's ever directed, but man, I got to see more. This is the kind of laugh out
I think you should.
trip bad that you gotta see to believe. It's absolutely horrendous, but by God, I loved every minute of it. It's spectacularly awful and awfully spectacular. Enough that I think I can return to that game.
See where they are.
Have you achieved satisfaction?
Oh God, yes.
So have we.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's just keep playing. Alrighty. I choose Pamela Anderson.
Well, I choose Guy from Speed 2.
Well, I choose Jay Leno.
Wait, that was a thing?
I wish it wasn't.
Like most things with Jay Leno.
Jason Patrick was good in The Beast.
But like before, this game is officially over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Checks.
Thank you, my brother. We're about to go on a secret journey.
Steven Seagal had the phase where he thought he was Italian. Then he had the phase where he thought he was Indian or Buddhist, something like that. I know he claims to be one in real life, but you can never tell. And then he had that whole phase where he tried to be a white guy who thought he was black. And then there was Machete, probably his last really good role, where he tried to be Mexican or something similar. He still had the fucking katana sword. But anyway, that was Doug's first Steven Seagal review, and I think it was pretty good. Again, I think he has other stuff that's worth digging into, not just this one, even though it is the ultimate of bad 90s Seagal. The stuff that stood out to me were the card game at the beginning, at the end. It was interesting. Some of the choices were a little weird. The Channel Awesome team doing an orgy, that was out of left field. Michael Caine, his changing hair. I never noticed that before, but now he points it out. Yeah, it does. The hand slap game, which, that is just so fucking retarded. I got nothing. Just, why doesn't that guy just, I mean, yeah, it'd be cowardly, but why doesn't he just turn around and run like, whew? I mean, Seagal, I don't think he'd be able to catch up with him. Irvin Kershner's cameo as the director in the commercial, that's always fun to point out, although I'm a little confused why Doug brought up Dreamcatcher, because that wasn't him, that was Lawrence Kasdan. And the naked Indian dream, spiritual journey, that shit. I don't remember, it's been a year since I've seen On Deadly Ground. It's weird, it's really weird. It's so weird to say this, but I don't remember that part. Just the whole thing was so fucking bizarre. And the ball shot, another part that I somehow blocked out of my memory. And Arlie Ermy, yeah, his role is nothing special, but he's one of those actors that could add a little something special whenever he was there, and it's cool to see Billy Bob Thornton before he was huge. And I agree, the flip gun, I even though it's been years, I did remember that part, so yeah, it's fun to see him react. Like, Doug had a lot of great reactions here. I missed a few jokes, but be worth going back to and just rewatching, because I like seeing reviewers tear into Seagal. And last things to mention, the slow-mo, which, again, it's been a while, so I didn't fully remember all of that, but yeah, there's a little too much. And the final speech, it wouldn't be terrible on its own, maybe for, yeah, a little PSA, but yeah, it's the epitome of pretentious environmentalists. I don't believe Seagal has directed another movie since this, and it's like Stephen King with Maximum Overdrive. He didn't get it because he went to film school, he did because he was big and he could pretty much get away with doing whatever the fuck he wanted. Overall, I enjoyed this episode a lot, and to think of some bad ones to get into the future, you could do Out for Justice, which I know that is considered one of his better ones, but there's a lot of flaws to that, like the final battle and the second Under Siege movie. Like, the first Under Siege, probably Seagal's best movie, but number 2, just goddamn dog shit. And this may sound weird, but the other environmental movie Seagal made, Fire Down Below, I kind of have a soft spot for that, just for the creative action, the leading lady, and Chris Christopherson as the villain, a few other characters, but that'd be a good one to rip into as well. And of course, there's Half Past Dead, the last big theatrical film he did for many years in the early 2000s. That movie's just like a mess. You can tell they were editing it down. And before I ramble on too much longer, I'll just say I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Not sure it was my best, but I've been waiting to get to this one for a while. I've had a lot of stuff going on, so I couldn't get to it right away when it came out, but I'm glad I finally got to it, and I will see you again hopefully soon, and hopefully the year is going well for most of you so far, as election years can go.